What is good? Welcome. This is TTL R&R. I'm Andy Malfrina. Let's check out some tunes. Yeah. Oh, by the way, if you like this channel, we have a podcast in the main channel where we do album reviews and music news and podcasts. Go link for it down below. But today on here right now, we're talking about Bleeding Through, which I don't have a long history of listening to Bleeding Through, but I've listened to them enough to know that I fuck with them. I know they're like metalcore royalty or some shit like that. And then also the other reason I wanted to hop into these guys is why am I not? Jesus Christ. There we go. Fuck. Anyway, the other reason I wanted to hop into this song is, and it doesn't say it on YouTube for some reason. That could have just been a them thing. But I was looking on Spotify, this is apparently a song with Comeback Kid, which is very cool to me. I was just talking to someone about Comeback Kid and how they kind of don't get, it's kind of weird. And I may be part of the problem. I'm not like a hardcore Comeback Kid head, if that's a sentence anyone's ever said. I don't listen to them a lot, but they do seem popular, and they seem popular back in the day, and they were a band that, like, I feel like if you brought them up, people would be like, oh shit, I feel like most people, if you bring up where's my fucking drink? There it is. I feel like most people, if you bring up Comeback Kid to them, they're like, oh shit, yeah, Comeback Kid's sick. What is it, Wake the Dead? Good song. They had a bunch of good songs. I was just talking to someone, their last album, what is it called? Heavy Steps, yeah. Last album was really good and shit like that. But like they just kind of fell off. Not like they didn't well, I don't know. Cuz they didn't stop making music. They've been making music. You know what I mean? They've been making music, but they're kind of one of those bands that when like people talk about bands from back in the day that rip, they don't get brought up the same amount as I feel like they should. So it was just funny. I was just talking to someone about Comeback Kid. I see them doing a song with Bleeding Through, according to Spotify. I don't know if it's actually true, but regardless, I fuck with Bleeding Through. I like when people bring up Comeback Kid. I'll give it a like before I even heard it. So let's hop into this. I Am Resistance, which this is... Okay, they got an album coming out on Valentine's Day. Sick. Oh, there we go. It says Comeback Kid right there. It's kind of dumb they didn't put it in the title. Whatever intern posted that. Yeah. Show Comeback Kid the respect they deserve. All right, there we go. I Am Resistance featuring Comeback Kid by Bleeding Through. Not a bad song. They definitely did. One of my personal big no-nos of metalcore is the sick-ass fucking verse, and then the chorus is just, like, very sing-songy. Now, don't get me wrong. There are bands that are much more egregious about it, where it's like, I will say this, Bleeding Through still stuck to the general heavy theme. Like, it didn't just get ultra poppy. There's certain bands, when they get to that goddamn chorus, it might as well be a fucking, I don't know, like a fucking Sabrina Carpenter song or some shit like that. And I'm only saying that because I just made a video about her on the main channel. I don't know these pop stars very well, to be perfectly honest. But like it might as well just be whoever the big pop act is right now. And that to me, I'm just like, well, just go do that then. Just go do that. And it's this thing, it's like when, like, I see it in stand-up comedy. I feel like there's people in stand-up comedy that are like, they're too ugly to be mainstream actors, but they still just want to be like a vapid actor, so they clog up stand-up comedy to try to get famous through that, and then they just give the whole fucking art form a bad name and yada, yada, yada and shit like that. And it's like, I feel the same way with some of these fucking bands. It's like, no, go fail at the thing you're trying to be. Don't fucking half-ass this genre that actually fucking rips. Now, I'm not saying Bleeding Through's doing that. I'm not saying that at all. I just went on a little bit of a side quest tangent. From a writing standpoint, I've listened to enough Bleeding Through to be like, they can get a little bit more creative than that. So that's why it's a little bit of a bummer. But at the same time, you know, the execution of it was good. It just was like, I'm listening to it going like, oh, they're doing this now. Okay. Which, not the end of the world, but it's whatever. Yeah, but regardless of that, the song itself was, the choruses did hit a little bit of a right turn. It didn't flow super smoothly, but the verses did rip. Having that sort of like fast pace, it reminded me of like when fucking Dragon Force was popular and a lot of bands were doing that. Having those like beats that honestly are like, they're not blast beats, they're fucking these like speed metal beats. They fucking rip, because that's what I like in my metalcore is like, yo, definitely, hit the things I want you to hit. Don't do the things I don't want you to do. But it's like when you listen to a hardcore band, you're like, I want some circle pit parts, I want some breakdowns, I want some two-step parts. Just make sure you can do whatever you want in between those. Just make sure you give me a little bit of those. And there's aspects of that with metalcore and shit. But at the same time, like, I feel like a lot of metalcore bands don't get to show how truly talented they are. So when they kind of just like wild it out and hit some fucking fast ass and some fast ass parts and shred their fucking dicks off, you're like, yes, let them know, dude. Let them know. So that's why I really appreciated the verses and stuff like that. But like all in all, great song. I just wish they were a little bit more creative in the songwriting, but they got a whole album out and the music coming out. So, what's one song out of like 10, 12 really good songs? You know what I mean? And also, they've been putting out other shit. I forget exactly what we've listened to before, but they were putting out other shit on here. It's, they also put out Dead But So Alive, Path of Our Disease. I forget exactly how those ones went, but I remember liking at least one or two of those, or one or both of them. I can't remember. But either way, very excited for this new Bleeding Through album. Very happy they threw Comeback Kid on the shit. Think it's going to be a good time. Thanks for watching the channel. New videos every week. Watch the podcast. And then go call your mother. Love y'all. Have a good one. Peace.